Here's my exclusive interview with Clark, the one that requested the audio file from the court and the one that's going to be picking it up on Monday. I do want to start off by saying that due to ongoing doxing, it was requested that this was off camera, so please respect Clark's privacy. Do not try to dig in any further. Let him say what he wants to say for this piece and leave it at that. Thank you. The first question I asked was, what made you interested in the Lively vs. Baldoni case? And he stated, I believed Blake when I read the New York Times article, but I changed my mind after reading Justin's complaint. Overall, I find Blake Lively's legal team to be constantly engaging in shady ethics, and it angers me. Now on to the more burning questions. I asked, how did it go when you went to court for the audio recording? He replied, really well. You'd imagine they'd be surly or think it's none of your business, especially as I was in a t-shirt and sweats, clearly not a lawyer. To the contrary, they were courteous and helpful. I think it's underappreciated how, as professionals, they felt committed to maintaining records and providing them on an appropriate request. They could see by the docket that the record office should have a copy of the evidence, and it concerned them, understandably, that they did not. They called Hudson and the judge to investigate after I left. Ultimately, missing records make the records office look bad. It implies they may have lost it or misfiled it. So I asked, did the clerk say if this was a common occurrence with a file not being in the records office? And he stated, when I returned on Friday, the clerk remembered me and knew exactly what I was looking for. He told me after I left, they called up and asked the judge about this, which is why Lyman ruled the very next morning. So I think the missing evidence was actually a pretty big deal. The last question I asked was, what were your thoughts on Subpoena Gate? Did you anticipate it going the way that it did? Clark replied, I had a lot of sympathy for people harassed by Subpoena Gate, including you. I thought the way Hudson tried to backdoor people's private information via Google was a sleazy, cowardly. I am glad ACLU stepped up in Nevada. I accepted that the dismissal of Justin's case against New York Times, while lamentable, is a price we pay for free speech and the First Amendment. I also feel you all deserve to also be protected from getting harassed by the rich and famous for expressing your opinion. I never believed any of you were conspiring with Wayfarer. Does Hudson really believe that? I would love to ask her. I think this definitely explains why Lyman was like, you have until Monday, like it will be here on Monday. I honestly feel like this might be a turning point where Lyman starts to really crack down on Blake of, we're not doing this anymore. Like whatever games you thought you were playing, it's over. We're done. Just a reminder, Clark will be there on Monday to get a copy of the CD with the audio recording. I can't believe it's going to be on a CD still. But nevertheless, he will be there to get the recording and let us know what's on it. So stay tuned for that. I will be letting you know as soon as I know what's on it. Give Clark a break. He's doing his best. I agree with him. The clerks have been really professional throughout this entire thing. So I think we also need to give them some credit that they're not trying to do anything sleazy here. They are wanting the truth out just as much as we do. So this is a concern for them as much as it is for us. So let's give them some, credit where credit's due. So I guess the only question we have left is, what do you think is going to be on the audio recording? Do you think that the quote that she gave about Steve is actually going to be on that recording? Or did he never say that at all? If the recording does have Steve's comments on it, does that help or hurt Blake's case? Personally, I don't see how this is going to really help her case in any way. I understand she's trying to build a pattern of character of Justin, but you're doing a comment from Steve, not Justin. So I don't really see how it helps other than her whole retaliation claim. But it's a gray area of retaliation or self-defense. And I don't think Blake understands the difference. As stated before, please respect Clark's privacy. This is all that he felt comfortable sharing. So again, respect his privacy. As always, this is all alleged, thoughts and opinions only. Take it with a grain of salt and follow me for more.